And that's for the replay crew because right now there's nobody in here. But hopefully there will be some people soon. I've got plans to talk about auctions today because a lot of times when I'm showing my auction stuff or talking about going to the auctions, people ask me, how do I go to an auction? And if you are in my town, I tell you where you can go to an auction and I invite you to join us at an auction. We only go to one, well, I shouldn't say we only go to one live auction. We've been to a couple of different live auctions. There's one that we go to consistently, and it is at a business in town, and they run generally 2 auctions a month. They don't do auctions during tax season because they're very busy during tax season. And the auction coming up in, I want to say 2 weeks, week and a half now, that one is going to be their last auction of the year because of Christmas. They don't like to be doing auctions during the Thanksgiving and Christmas seasons. They prefer to not be working. I mean, they're still working, obviously. They're still working, but they prefer not to run the auctions. They also set up an amazing Christmas tree. I'll turn off the sound on my computer. They set up a Christmas tree with trains that goes all around it and it's set to music, which is so cool. And they invite the community to come in and see that. So we do go to that every year. And I've taken my mom and we take my father-in-law. And it's fun. It's nice to see them and see the tree with all the trains. It's a fun time. Let me just see. One person is in here. Hi, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. I will be talking about several different types of auction. Another auction we've been to is a, can't say the word on YouTube. It's a pew pew auction. And we went to that once because it was a huge collection and there were a lot of people there. And I will say, when I win a live auction, I scream. Like I celebrate with a woohoo and it's loud. Okay. And this was in a big room where the pew pew auction was. And I screamed big loud, scared people. Sorry. I am not allergic to auctions. I promise you I'm not allergic to auctions. One way to find auctions in your area if you want to go to a live auction is just type it into a Google or Bing or whatever your search engine is. Just type up auction near me and notice which ones are actually live auctions and which ones are not. Because even though you do a search for auctions near me, all of the online auctions are going to be in that search, or many of them will be in that search. We have an auction house down the road from us that we've never been to. They have an auction on Tuesday evening, and I don't know why we don't go. I generally look online and hi Beefy, thanks for commenting, I appreciate that. I generally look online and see what items they have for sale, and if it's not something my husband and I would be interested in, we just don't go. Hey, Saturn is cool. Saturn is cool. So we don't go to that one. Then we go to the one that's in town here. We try to go at least once a month. It's basically our date night. So we go, my husband has a hot dog or two and a piece of cake and popcorn, and I bring something I can eat. We usually bring a little cooler with some drinks in it, but they do sell drinks there. They sell lots of different sodas. They just don't sell diet caffeine free soda. At least I'm thinking they don't. And I don't like drinking regular soda, and I can't have caffeine in the evening or I can't sleep. So here's to me. Hello, editing. That's what I see. That's what I can say of your word, editing. So if you go into, let me just type in auctions near me right now, just so I can see what it brings up. And I'm on a Bing search. I don't usually do Google unless Bing fails me. Let's see, auctions near me. I've done it before, so it popped up. There's police auctions. That's an online auction that comes up. Local auctions made easy. That's YouTube high bid auctions. I don't think that's, I think that's an online deal. Public car auction. Okay, I used to go to car auctions. Actually, my husband and I have been to some here. We've been to a couple of them here. But when I was much younger, like 40 years ago, I used to go to car auctions. Auctions in my city. Okay, that's what you want to find because near me will tell the algorithm to find it. So it's called auctionguide.com. So if you go to auctionguide.com, I just clicked on it and I have been here before. So it has a radius around me and it shows, it has different cities I can click on to the left of the auctionguide.com website, and I can check out any auctions around there. Looks like there are quite a few outside my search area. Three show up, three, three, my lord. Three show up in my search area. So I'm going to click on that and see what shows. Let's see what it shows. Oh, oh, this is old. Oh no, it's happening now. It's an online auction. Oh, see, it got me near me. It says near me, and it got me with an online auction. Well, that's rude. Let me see what it shows. Near me. I'll click on near me. Oh, it wants me to activate an account. It's an ad. You guys, this is so dumb. No thanks. All right. Auctions near me didn't work. That was a scam. Okay. Well, tell you what. Oh, the auction we go to just showed up. So go to auctionzip.com and it'll show up. Auctionzip.com. That's a good place to look for auctions. Thanks to the 5 of you hanging out. Thanks to the 3 that gave me a thumbs up. That's cool. So it does show auctions based on my zip code at auctionzip.com. So that's cool. Now, the one on Tuesday night is not showing up here, which tells me maybe they're not doing it anymore. I'm going to type it in and just see. Put my zip code in and do a new search and see if another auction shows up. Oh, I don't want to save this search. I'm not going to create an account. You can. So, wow. Today, Auction Zip shows 2 auctions today, and it shows 36 online auctions today. So I'm going to click on the 2 auctions that it shows today, and it shows one is at a supermarket. It starts today. It started at 9 a.m. today. It's 9:33 right now. Oh, it's a web auction. Why do they do that? But it's local. It's a local auction, but I have to bid online, which is fine because if I win a local auction in an online auction, that means I can just drive and pick up the stuff. It's only going to take me maybe 30 minutes to get to this particular one. It's a grocery store that closed. So they had inspection yesterday from 2 to 5 p.m. So you could go in and see all the merchandise. That's really nice. And then there's also a multiple estate auction tonight at 5 p.m. Auctions for causes. Oh, I might want to go to that. Okay, then you can click on the full listing for that particular auction, and it shows Department 56 Snow Village. Oh my gosh. Multiple estates. You'll find a wide variety of items, including Department 56 Christmas villages, jewelry, gold, sterling silver, lamps, home interiors, prints, Christmas decorations, furniture, china, wall decor, home decor, kitchen items, box lots, and more. Oh my gosh. I want to go. Where is it? Follow us on Facebook. Check out you guys. This is awesome. So where am I? Let me let me figure out where I am so I can tell you how cool this is. Okay, I am on auctionzip.com. Okay, so that's how you can find auctions right close to you. Let me get back into my account here. Here we go. Saturn is cool. The stream is about auctions editing. I apologize that you didn't know that. I'm sorry. It's about going to an auction. So that's how you can find a live auction. One of the other auctions I have purchased from is a government auction site. Now, government auctions are all over the internet. You can get police auctions, they have vehicle auctions, property, and so they sell things that were seized and never claimed, and they sell things that were seized in, let's see, how do I put this? If you have ill-gotten gains, the government grabs those when you go to prison. Like if you're a drug dealer and you've made a lot of money over the years, they seize all of your stuff that might have been purchased with the proceeds of your illegal activities, and they can sell it at auction. So that's government auctions. It's called policeauctions.com. Then there's USA Gov. It's www.usa.gov, and it's their auctions and sales, and you can find all kinds of stuff at that one. Govdeals.com. Govdeals is where I go for online auctions from government because that's the first one I found, and I really have a good time there. I have made some what I considered amazing purchases at GovDeals that have not really panned out for me. I'm still sitting on the merchandise. I thought I could resell it. I haven't been able to resell it yet. Some of it's because I haven't tried. One of the auctions I got because we were fixing up a house to rent it as an Airbnb, and I wanted these stools, but then we ended up selling the house and not fixing it up as an Airbnb. So now I'm stuck with the stools. So they're a very specialty stool. They actually screw into the baseboard of the wall they're for a diner or an ice cream shop sort of a thing. They're really cool, purple leather on top, that plasticky, I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, Naugahyde, I think. And 3 people. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. I know it's a little boring for some of you. And actually, I do appreciate this person who is typing all the stuff in there because that really helps my numbers. Thank you, Saturn. You're sweet. All right, so I go to GovDeals. I go to local auctions. Now, if you go to an online auction, you will have to give them all of your information, and you do have to post some type of a payment. So you'll have to put in a credit card or a debit card. I recommend a credit card. And then you can bid. You can't bid until they have your information in their system. And you pay for it right away. When you win, it's yours. So you have to make sure you want it before you bid on it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a lot of something you don't want because you do have to go pick it up. Or you cannot pick it up and they will just kick you off the site and never let you buy or never let you bid on that site again, which is, I'm sure there are people that do that. We've spent a lot of time on GovDeals. I'm trying to think if my husband has won any auctions. I don't remember if he did. I think I only won the 2 auctions. One was for old theater seats from a 100-plus-year-old college, and one was for those stools that I got. But I've bid on a lot of things over the years. There's just GovDeals has stuff from schools, individual schools, school districts, universities, things like that. They have medical supplies from government clinics, hospitals, whatever. They've got ambulances, fire trucks, cars, impounded cars. So they do have a little bit of everything that's government oriented. So if you go to a police auction, yeah, you'll get that stuff, but you could go to GovDeals and get some of the stuff that was from a police department. It just depends on what auction site they decide to list it on. I think it's fun. Don't get involved in auctions if you have a gambling addiction. You will never stop. It's a little bit like eBay as far as I know there are some people who used to be addicted to the eBay auction, that thrill of not knowing if you're going to win it or not. Now eBay is basically just a store, which is where I list a lot of my items that I purchase at auction. I list them at my eBay store. It's all one word, Nana's Village Vintage. There are no spaces in between the three words. The Nana's Village Vintage, just one big long word. And that's where I list a lot of my auction stuff because I buy lots. Sometimes I buy them strictly to resell. I do that sometimes because I see how much it's worth on eBay, how much they are selling for on eBay, not how much they're listed for, because people list things sometimes and that's their dream. In their dreams, they want $400 for something or $3.99. Hey, Space Amber. Amber's my daughter's name. So they'll list it for 300, but when you look at to see how many have sold and how much they sell for, you find they're selling for $29.99, $16, $35, things like that. You're not seeing them at that really high price generally. I don't know why they list them for such a high price, but some people do. So, hey, editing, welcome back. So if you're buying at auction to resell, make sure you look on eBay. There's a filter you can click on eBay. I believe it's in the upper left corner on your screen when you're in the eBay site and you're looking at a product. If you do a product search or you do a photo search, you can click that filter and go scroll down to sold, and I forget what the other word is. If you click sold items, it will direct you to all of that item that have sold recently and items that look like it. So be careful. Some things look like it, but they aren't it, especially if it's a ripoff. If you have the ripoff, but the actual real item is what's selling. Happy birthday, Gain. I'm not going to say the other part because I know you're being a jokester. And I know you didn't name your son Gain, but happy birthday, Gain. Hey, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That's a bad thing. Jimmy is 12. He's a prepubescent 12-year-old boy who is going to be put on timeout. And it doesn't matter how long I put him on timeout. He'll probably go away and put that somewhere else. Someone let the 12-year-olds out on the internet. So check how much it's has sold for, not how much it's selling for. We've made that mistake in the past. We've looked at an item and said, oh, it's selling for 200. And then we find out it's selling for 49. So, but I have made some purchases that were amazing. I mean, I've done some stuff. It didn't pay any bills, but I recently bought at a live auction, not online. I bought 2 sets of curtains and they were like hunting lodge. I can't remember. It's a Realtree maybe, or Realtree similar to Realtree. Brand new in the bag, never used, had a slight musty odor. So you do have to reveal things like that in your listing. But I paid $5 for 2 sets of curtains. I bought them hoping we could use them. Can't remember where I wanted to use them. Not at the house. Oh, I was going to possibly rework them and put them in the motorhome, but my husband said no, he didn't want those colors. So, okay. Paid $5 for 2 brand new sets of curtains, never taken out of the package. Slight musty smell. I sold each one for $19.95, plus they had to pay shipping. And I ended up not losing any money at all. Hi, Space Amber. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you for commenting. So I made almost $40 off of a $5 purchase, which is cool. Hi, Black Adam. Oh my gosh. Took me a while. So make sure if you're going to be reselling, just make sure there's a value. Now those curtains for $5, I was hoping that they would work in our motorhome. They wouldn't have worked in our motorhome. I was going to cut them down. I've done a lot of that sort of stuff. I've done a lot of, I used to make curtains. I still make curtains if somebody gave me the fabric and showed me, what they wanted. I would still make curtains. I used to be a seamstress. I was a costumer. I've done all kinds of sewing over the decades, so I figured I could use them in some way. Hey, when Larry sings, good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a little while. Maybe a couple days, few days, maybe. So double check that. I'm trying to think of the auction that I just went to. I just brought all that. I'm looking at my auction stuff. I got a little to the left of me, a little to the right of me. I showed that coat the other day in a couple of my short videos. I showed the coat that I bought. I bought a $2 lot. I got it. This is so dumb. I got it because there were these little stuffed animals and I was going to put them in Samaritan's Purse Christmas boxes. But the stuffed animals had a tag on their leg. They're brand new, cute, cute. Let me go get one. I'll show you. Okay, sorry for that. I'm back. I got these because I wanted to put them in the shoe boxes. Okay, they're super cute. Look at this little sateen hat. Cute little bears. Just adorable. There were 3 of them. One of them was dirty. They're brand new. They had tags on them, but the tags said World's Best Mom. And then there's a place where you can put a gift card. All right, these are very vintage, right? These are like 1990s, early 2000s. So I cut this little thing off and I cut off the tags because it says World's Best Mom. Samaritan's Purse does not accept stuffed animals that don't have tags on them. They still have to have the tag on them because they want to know that they are brand new. So I bought the lot because of the 3 teddy bears. One of them ended up being dirty. Hey, Junior and Kira Garza, good to see you. Thank you for coming back. And then I cut the tags off them, making it so that Samaritan's Purse won't take them. So I might donate them to somebody else. But I paid $2 for the lot, and the lot had a lot of stuff in it, including that faux fur jacket that I threw in the washing machine and wore yesterday. Felt very glamorous-ish. It's hard to feel really glamorous in a faux fur coat, especially when the fur is kind of poofing, going up my nose. It was getting in my eyes. It was hilarious, you guys. But anyway, I did get my $2 worth, even though I can't give those little stuffed bears to children somewhere else because I'd cut the tags off. But I wasn't going to put a tag on there. This is World's Best Mom, and then give it to a 7-year-old girl. That doesn't make sense to me. But it was only a $2 investment, so I was fine. The other thing that I spent the most money on the shelf of glassware that I got, and I did show that stuff. I wonder if I should walk over and show that. I'll do that. I'll walk over to that and show you guys where most of the glassware is. Ignore the mess. I haven't. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. My clock is a little behind, my grandfather clock. So I got a shelf of glassware. This isn't all of it. In fact, this was not part of it. Okay, so I'll just remove that. But it had the 2 crystal candlesticks, this gorgeous centerpiece bowl, which is so unique, and the little creamer. I'm going to keep, let me move. Let's see. I'm going to keep this little creamer. I love creamers. I collect them. Got a couple of candlestick holders that I may end up putting tiny little succulents in. Got that little bud vase, this covered candy dish or whatever, trinket dish. This is why I bought it. This apothecary jar, it's actually got ground glass. It doesn't have the rubbery. It's a really cool one. Somebody hand painted it. I liked it when I saw it there, and I got it home and I don't like it as much, but I only paid $15 for the lot, so I'm okay with that. Got this little crystal butterfly dish. I'll give that to one of my granddaughters. This cool covered dish, this was all in the $15 lot. This bowl, and then a smaller bowl that I'm using for eating my breakfast. got this plate. This hangs on the wall. It's not for eating. It's actually got little things on the back for hanging on the wall. I will definitely be doing that. Some divided dishes here. This was a $15 lot. Got it for the one thing, changed my mind. I'll be selling. I'm trying to sell that. It's listed on eBay. Not sure if it'll sell. It's one of a kind. And if I could, I would probably take all the paint off, but it's a very good quality paint. I'm afraid I would scratch the glass. We'll see. All right, let me get this turned around. There was also a crystal salt and pepper shaker set that I put up on the shelf in my kitchen. I have a collection of salt and pepper shakers on a shelf in my kitchen, so I put that in there. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Sorry for the asthma. It's just my thing. Asthma is my shtick, as they say. You will not see me without asthma. It's just every single day. So that $15 I felt was well spent. Then the next most expensive thing I bought was a $9 headlamp for a 2017 or 2018 Harley Davidson bagger, an FLH XS, I think. It was the factory light, and whoever bought the Harley had it changed out for a newer one. Paid $9 for it. My husband snagged it because he has a bagger and he said it'll look better on his bike than the one that's on it now, so he's going to switch it out. The only thing is it doesn't have the LED bulb in it, but his light does, so he's going to take the LED bulb out of his headlamp, put it in this one, and then put this one in his bike. And then we'll probably take the headlamp that's in his bike now and sell it either on eBay or on Marketplace. I'm not sure. I want to know why I've got water on my hand. I think I must have coffee. I must have spilled. Yay for my team. My coffee's now cold. So as far as reselling goes, let me see what I've listed eBay wise, what I've listed them at. I'll try to find my eBay store. Here we go. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I appreciate it. I don't want to search for anything. I want to go to my eBay. Let's see. Summary, recently viewed, bids, offers, selling. Here we go. Oh, I didn't show you everything from that shelf. Some of it's in a box over there. All right. I want to go to active. Okay, that glass apothecary canister that I showed you, I have it listed for $45.95. I've only had one viewer on it and it's been listed for 2 days. So I'll check the viewers and the watchers. Once I have a few watchers, I will probably send down an offer at a lower price. I also have a little, let's see, a little blue Care Bear I listed, a Precious Moments. I'm getting one view on them. And then I listed a pair of candlestick holders that are vintage false graph, garland pattern, soft white candlestick holders. I listed them at $9.95 3 days ago. I have 0 views and 0 watchers. But I do list my items generally lower than everybody else by a few dollars at least, so that when people look at that up, mine will come up price-wise as the best deal. Because I paid $15 for the shelf, and I don't have to sell very many things in order to get my money back. Now, the salt and pepper shakers that I got that were crystal, they didn't have the little tops on them. The tops on those are generally silver plate, and salt corrodes silver plate pretty quickly. So I'm not surprised that they were off. I don't know how to get replacements for those, so they're just up on my shelf, and I will probably never use them as salt and pepper shakers because there's no way to regulate the amount of salt or pepper that comes out of them. If somebody tips them over all the way, they're going to get a whole lot of a lot of salt and pepper. A lot of salt and pepper. I'll put it that way. All right, so the $2 lot that I got with the jacket had a whole bunch of. It had a Care Bear thing. It had a couple of Precious Moments things. It had some other little figurines that are collectible, vintage figurines, and some picture frames. I'm just looking over at them. Some love, laugh, live type picture frames from what, 15 years ago or so, maybe 10 years ago. Those are going to the thrift shop, the picture frames and all that. There was a John Grisham hardcover book that I don't want, and a few other miscellaneous items that have no value on eBay, or there are just a ton of them for sale and nobody's buying them. That's a sign to me not to waste my time. If nobody's buying them, even if I list them for $2, like there's a dish that's about that big around ceramic. It's a knickknack holder. It's got a lid on it. It's just like, why? Why would I have a knickknack holder? I don't, a little bowl. I might plant succulents in it. I'm still deciding if I'm going to do that. Just throw the lid away or give it to a thrift shop and plant succulents in the dish because it's kind of a cute little dish. It's shallow, but I could probably plant some cute little succulents in it. But I don't have to sell too many of that $2 lot to get my money back, that's for sure. Oh, I got some blankets, some comforters that are on the beds in our grandson's bedroom now. 2 twin comforters. That was the lot. They're both they're reversible, and one of them is pink on one side and navy blue on the other side, and one of them is hunter green on one side and more of a pastel green on the other side. I paid $2, a dollar each for 2 brand new comforters, and they were originally, I think, just under $60 each, $60 each. They were on sale for like 41 something each, and I got them for $1 each. Brand new, in the bag, never taken out of the bag. Slight musty smell, not mildew, just a slight musty smell. They're on the beds. I didn't even wash them, you guys. I just put them on their beds. It's like, these are brand new comforters. This is perfect. So that item, that alone made my entire trip to the auction worthwhile because I could not have gotten comforters for near that price. And I've been looking because we recently had guests come stay, and one of the gentleman was staying in that room in our grandson's bedroom, and I got rid of their bedspreads. They had bedspreads on the beds that I just I wasn't enjoying them. I got them at the auction a couple of years ago, and they were good for a long time. But I finally decided, because one was a twin and one was a full, they just never quite looked right on the 2 beds. Gave them to my mom. She's in an assisted living facility, and sometimes she needs an extra cover or an extra blanket, a little extra weight, and they were very nice covers, very nice bedspreads, cotton, thick cotton. And so she is using those. At least I hope she is. And they can be thrown in the washer and dryer at the facility, which uses hot water and high heat to dry things. So that's perfect. Um, yes, Jennifer, absolutely. I I I love going to the auction and buying things I can sell on eBay. But I generally buy a lot because I want one thing in the lot. I don't usually buy just to sell. Although one time I did. I got these. If you have a jump starter for your car, they're a small little jump starter and they have the cables with them and everything, the cords. I have one, and it didn't come with a case. Well, there was a whole box of cases for those, and they were the zipper cases. I can't remember what they're called. I still have one left. I paid $3 for them. I sold them for $9.95 each, and I think I bought like 10 or 11 of them. I gave 2 to my husband, and we still have one that hasn't sold. I'll have to go check the listing and see if maybe I should change the price. I don't know. We'll see. But really handy. And that one I did buy to sell. I bought strictly to sell. I bought jewelry to sell. What am I wearing right now? Well, I made these. That's right. I I put these on to match the lettering on my sweatshirt, orange, and the season, of course. These are polymer clay. I used to have a lot of extra time on my hands, and I made a lot of polymer clay baubles, turned them into earrings, necklaces, bracelets, whatever. Anyway, what else have I bought recently that I've done good? Well, those curtains were good. Those were good. I got a box lot of jewelry boxes. There were two jewelry boxes. One was a large wooden one was a smaller one. I can't remember what it was. And then there was a tiny one that was just a little zipper pouch. There was a sterling silver bracelet, big chunky, like chain links, big chunky one, sterling silver. And there was a gold Shriner's pin, vintage or antique, with 14 karat gold. And I mean, it was just so cool. I believe I paid 14 for the lot. There was some other good jewelry in there as well. Oh, there was a gold necklace with a gold locket with a letter E on it. And we have a granddaughter whose name starts with an E. So I'm keeping that. It is a 14 karat gold locket on a 14 karat gold chain. That was in that box lot that I paid $14 for. But the silver alone was worth way more. So I listed the silver bracelet and sold it really quickly because I weighed it. I have a gram scale and I weighed it so they would know how many grams. I don't have a gold, I can't do troy ounces on my scale, but I can do grams. And it was a heavy, chunky, solid silver bracelet. It did have a charm on it, and the charm had a woman's name, Irma, Erna, 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 which I believe is a German first name. Well, whoever bought it could have just taken that off and melted it down. And they may have melted the silver down anyway. I may have sold it for cheaper than spec. I don't know. I don't remember. I just know that now I probably would charge double for it. But let me see how much that other one sold for, because I sold, go back to sold. Oh gosh, you guys, I went out of the, so let me find my sold items. Let's see, selling overview, sell an item. I want to close that up. I think maybe I'll check orders, see if that's where my sold items are. I don't know. Okay, there's that. That's all right. Yeah, I'm in the right place. Okay, my husband bought a lot, and in that lot was a scoop. How much did he pay for the lot? He didn't pay very much for it. I'll say he paid $6 for it. I don't think he paid that much. I think he paid 5. But it had a Garrett metal detector, anodized steel sand scoop for metal detecting. The kind of scoop that the people at the beach use. It's got holes in it. Well, maybe I can show you. I take my phone off the stand to do this. Okay. I'll turn it around. No sense in doing that. So this scoop right here sold for $29.95. He paid about $5 for the lot, and there were a couple of other items in the lot. Okay, here is the little antique Shriner's 14 karat gold ruby. That's a real ruby lapel pin. That sold for $47.95, you guys. That was in that $14 lot the jewelry lot. $49.95. I paid $20 for this. I probably paid $3 for this tray. This was about $1.50. This was a lot of phone cases, and there were about, a minimum of 50 phone cases in the lot. I paid $2 or $3 for the entire lot, and I've been selling the phone cases for anywhere from $3 to $9 each ever since then. This was just a magazine. My granddaughter bought that. She bought a jewelry lot, and it came with some magazines, and so she sold that magazine. Let's see, is that all? That's not all. Come on now. Anyway, so she paid, how much did she pay for that jewelry lot? Probably $8 or $9. And she has since sold some of the jewelry, and she sold this magazine. In that lot were also a couple of pairs of shoes. She sold one pair of shoes for $10. So she's got some of her stuff listed on her as well. I don't sell a whole lot, but I do okay. Got to get those shipped. Got to get that shipped today. All right, so that's my auction advice. If you have any auction questions, let me know. Oh, you used to make and sell. Yeah, this is, I would say the bead probably came from a piece of jewelry that I got somewhere and took it apart. Like if I buy jewelry at an auction and it's coming apart, I just take it all the way apart and turn it into other jewelry. You know about that if you're a jewelry maker. Jennifer, for real, right? Okay, you guys, I am going to cut this off because I just wanted to help people figure out how to do auctions. Now, before I do, if you go to a live auction, you can usually pay cash at a live auction. In fact, it might save you a little bit of money. Here's how the auctions work. You pay a fee to the auction house. The one we go to charges 10%. The one that we go to in person charges 10%. And I think that's pretty standard. Oh, another auction you can go to. I've never purchased from it, but I do go there. Is Whatnot. I go and watch the What the Hales Whatnot auctions. I've never bid on anything there, but I haven't put my information in there yet. So I can't bid. So it keeps me from bidding on things that I don't need, you guys. But I do enjoy Whatnot auctions, is when What the Hales do their auctions. I enjoy that. Anyway, if you go to any online auction, obviously you have to give them your name, your address, at least your shipping address, and a credit card or a debit card. If you go to a live auction, you don't have to give them anything. I mean, you have to give them information so you can get a bidding number, but when you go to close out at the end of the evening, you can pay cash. Now, for us, we save 3% by paying cash at the auction we go to. Generally, you pay a 3% fee. So if I pay $10 for something, I'm going to pay $11 when I leave because there's a 10% fee added onto it. And that gets them paid. They also keep the auction keeps 25% of the selling price. So if I pay $10 for something, the seller gets $7.50 for it, and I pay $1. So they're getting $2.50 from the seller and $1 from me, and that helps them keep the lights on, keep it heated in the summer and or heated in the winter and cool in the summer, which is really important. And it keeps their employees paid as well. So if you do go and you plan on buying, if you want to save a little bit of money, hey Kumar, Nitesh, hey, welcome. If you want to save a little bit of money, take cash, and then they won't charge you that fee for using a credit or debit card. I can't say that all auctions charge if you use a credit or debit. I would imagine there are some that don't, but some do. Just know that you might get charged a little bit extra for that. So, if you end up going to an auction and it's your first auction ever, let me know. Oh, I've also been to livestock auctions. I used to go to them when I was younger, but also my husband and I have been to multiple livestock auctions over the years. We've both bought and sold livestock and well, I shouldn't say we've sold livestock. Have we sold livestock at an auction? If we did, it's been so long I can't remember, but I'm thinking I remember backing our trailer up at an auction. Can't remember what it was we were selling. It would have been, yes, it would have been goats. Yes, yes, we sold some goats at an auction. I remember because one of them saw me, one of my bottle babies, saw me in the stands and started crying. That wasn't fun. I remember. That's right. I remember. We became kind of friends with the guy who bought our goats. And then we also took ducks to the auction once. We didn't get a good price for them, so we never went back. We had a broker that we sold them to in town. And we just were trying out different things. So we tried the auction, not enough money there, went back to the broker and just sold through the broker. It was no big deal. But yeah, we took some baby goats. I can't remember why we decided to go to the auction. I guess we had to get rid of them real quick. I don't know why. But yeah, that one that came out crying and looking for, that was a tough one. I don't remember buying an animal at auction, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, you guys, you can go to all kinds of auctions. You can go to police auctions. You can buy your jewelry back at a police auction. Wouldn't that be horrible? You might not even know it was stolen, right? Because some people steal like one or two things. They visit you for the weekend and they just steal one or two things out of your jewelry box. So you don't even know it's gone, right? You don't even know it's missing. You go to an auction, you're like, that's mine. And it even has my name on it. Maybe you can buy it back. I don't know how the rules work about stuff like that if there's no police report. I don't know, guys. Anyway, go check them out. It's a great way to get good quality used things. I also got a table for $5 that we moved into my duck coop. It's solid wood with a marble top on it. Here's the thing. It was put together with staples, not screws. Solid wood with a marble top. Somebody wasn't thinking when they built that. So we will be putting screws into it because it needs to stay together. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs a couple of screws in it. So we will be screwing that table. Also, the marble is going to be very cold in winter. So although it's got pretty thick wood under it, acting as maybe some insulation, I'll probably put a layer of cardboard over it, tape it on with a little duct tape. When the cardboard gets yucky from my ducks, I'll just throw it in the burn pile and burn it. But that is so that the ducks can be up off the ground, and underneath at the bottom of the table, there's a shelf built in with, it's got sides on it about that high where the ducks can lay their eggs. And that's nice having two layers. So the bottom they can sleep and lay their eggs, and the top they can roost and sleep and be off the ground. It just kind of gives them a little more space in their coop. So we got that yesterday, or picked it up yesterday. I bought it on Saturday and put it in the coop. I'm hoping it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'll bust it to pieces and get rid of it. But hopefully it'll work out. That's my hope. And that would have been my third most expensive expenditure. I got the shelf of glass for 15, the Harley headlamp for 9, the table for 5, and then the $2 lot. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I got. That's awesome. And I got so much good stuff in that one $2 lot that I'm really having fun with, you guys. Having a lot of fun. All right. So you guys have a blessed day for real. Today is Tuesday. It's November 4th. A lot of people are voting across the United States today because it's a uh, not really a midterm. I guess it is considered a midterm election. I don't know. It's weird to me, but it's a midterm. So they're voting for a governor of Virginia, and I believe New Jersey is voting for a governor. Is New York City voting for their mayor today? Oh boy, that's a big one, isn't it? California has Proposition 50, that they're either going to vote in or vote out. And I know there are a lot of people that are really scared that will pass. And I don't know what all else is going on around the country, but today's a voting day for a lot of people at the polls. And let's hope and pray for good outcomes for everyone. So, you guys, if you haven't voted yet, please get out and vote if you're registered and help this country stay a constitutional republic. All right. God bless you. Bye.